to MMA professionally?
Just my last year of football, rugby league. We won the comp. I got player of the match. I scored a 40-metre try, so you can imagine that guy running 40 metres. So it was just a good year to finish on. You know what I mean? I had a couple of fights as well that year, so I was training at MMA and having a couple of fights while I was playing rugby league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was
during the season.
Yeah.
During the season you were having fights.
Yes.
So you'd have a game and then you'd have a fight.
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much. Yeah. So it was pretty full on and still working, still concreting.
Really?
So
Jesus Christ.
It was pretty full on. So a lot happening, and I guess that's probably where I get some of my fitness today as well. You know what I mean? I've just always been a bit of a gamer, and that's just something I've always done. But maybe from back in them days as well.
Well, I would imagine that just the sheer tenacity and cardio that you would get from rugby. Rugby is a tough fucking sport.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think Americans should play. I really do. I look at American football, I'm like, take off the fucking helmets. What's up with the shoulder pads? And honestly, I think it's safer. I think rugby's safer. I don't think it's safe. It's obviously a very rough combat sport in a lot of. I mean, it's kind of like a team combat sport almost. But you were at least not under the illusion that you're protected like American football players have been for so long with the helmets and the pads, and that's what's causing a lot of the brain trauma.
Yeah, with them hard helmets and all that. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Slamming into each other,
Yeah, it's I guess I can see what you're saying there as well. But then you're looking at someone running at no helmet as well. But I get what you're saying. I actually think I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head with that.
Well,
one.
I think they've considered this, but people are so accustomed to football helmets, football pads.
Yep.
So the idea is to just make better helmets and better pads. But according to the guys who really study traumatic brain injury, that's not really going to help because it's the impact, the head, the brain swashing around inside your skull, that is just so. The amount of mass that you have, these guys colliding into each other, it's almost unavoidable.
Yeah, it's like when you're talking boxing and that as well. And a lot of people, obviously we've got the smaller gloves,
right?
But then the boxers, they have more padding, but it's just so many more strikes to the head, day in, day out, and they reckon that's actually can be actually worse for you.
Yeah, I imagine it is. And then also, there's nothing else. You're not even allowed to clinch. I mean, if you clinch, they separate you. Whereas in MMA, if you get rocked, you could at least protect yourself. You know? And if it goes to the ground, you can hang on. You could try to submit someone. You could try to wrestle with them. There's not a lot of options in boxing.
Yeah, definitely.
So you did well in rugby, and you had a couple of fights while you were playing rugby. What was it? Was it just a one-on-one aspect of it? Like, what made you decide to focus entirely on that?
Man, I've always loved martial arts. Always loved it, and I love the fact that you're in there by yourself. I've always been a hard worker. Yeah, so you could play the best game of your life in, say, rugby league and still lose. Right. Yeah, you could do everything right. Make thousands of meters, whatever it is.
Someone else fucks up.
Well, yeah. Again, I don't want to put it out.
Put it out.
Yeah, well, exactly right. That's sort of even it could be vice versa. I could play a bad game, we could win. But I love the fact that I'm such a hard worker. And, I'm always putting the hours in the gym. I'm so dedicated to this sport so if I lose in that cage, that's on me. Yes. You know what I mean? And I love that. I love the fact that, if I am half-assing it, in the gym, you're going to see that come fight time. And I've got no one else to blame but myself. So,